Okay, welcome to 9.4a Notes. This is for Monday, February 13th. Tuesday is Valentine's Day. Make sure you take care of that special someone. All of you have a mother or father, hopefully, to be able to give something to, if not a boyfriend, girlfriend, or something. But make sure you say Happy Valentine's Day to someone you care about. All right, let's move on to the notes. Ready? Here we go. 30x squared minus 10x divided by 40x. We're just looking to simplify, as the directions say. Use factoring to simplify each rational expression. We've been doing this now for a couple of days, so this should be easy right here. If I look at this, I want to go ahead and factor out a 10 and an x from 30x squared minus 10x, because 10 can go into 30 and 10, and x can go into both x squared and x. If I pull that 10x out, I got a 3x left over in the first part of it, and I'm just down to 1 on the back half. Pulling a 10x from 10x means I just have 1 left, and that is all going to be over 40x. There's nothing I can do with that at the present moment. Now notice I can still simplify. I really can't touch the 3x minus 1. That's a unit by itself. There's binomials all together, so I can't really adjust or take out factor out of that. But there's a 10x on the outside multiplying by that. And I got 40x on the bottom. So I can go ahead and have my x's eliminate. And 10 goes into 40 4 times. So on top, I'm really going to have 1 times 3x minus 1 all over 4. And realistically, I would just write that as 3x minus 1 over 4. All right, so let's move into the crux of what we're doing today, okay? And that is, I'm going to have rational functions, and I'm going to multiply them to one another, okay? And so if I look at this, the first one, I got 4v squared plus 24v all over 5, and that's timesing 1 over v to the 6th. Well, as it stands, there's nothing I can simplify. But I do know that the 4v squared plus 24v, I can factor that. I can simplify that out. And so I can pull a 4v out. That's going to give me just v plus 6 all over 5. And that is still multiplied by 1 over v to the 6th. And like we talked about on Friday, we want to see if we can simplify either across or up and down, eliminate, right? Eliminate items up and down or side to side that make life much easier for us. Well, as I notice, I've got a v plus 6, 1 unit that's binomial, and I got a v plus 6 on the bottom, opposite from it, right? So I know that I can cross eliminate, so these are going to eliminate each other. I can't really go 4 into 5. There's nothing there. There's no other v's. There's just 1. So what do I have left? Well, 4v times 1 is just 4v. And the only thing left on the bottom, really, this is 1, so I'm left with just a 5. So my final answer is 4v over 5. All right. Move to the next set. I've got a k plus 5 over k minus 5. Times 20k over k plus 5. Well, let's see what we can do here. Well, I know the k plus 5 and the k plus 5s can cancel out because they are exactly the same. And I've got a k minus 5. Well, this is 1 unit. And remember, I can't just split this unit and kind of pick and choose what I want. Binomials, trinomials, unless I factor them, they stay as units, okay? So what I have left is a 20k all over k minus 5. There's nothing else I can do to this. I am done, okay? Now if this was a unit and I had k minus 5 times this 20k, I could cross eliminate those and just be down to 20k. But I don't have additional information. This is all I have. So I am done here. All right, this one. Hey, there's a little bit of a change here. We need to make sure we note this change. Instead of multiplying, we are dividing. And if you remember anything about fractions, when we divide, we have to change the sign, which is from division to multiplication, and flip the second fraction. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to have a plus 7, rewrite the first fraction, the first rational expression, just right there. I ain't going to go and say multiply, and now I'm going to flip it. I've changed my sign from division to multiplication, and now I'm going to flip that rational expression. Now I'm ready to continue like we just did right over here. All right, so as I look at this, the a plus 10 and the a plus 10 can cancel out, and I have a plus 7 over 5a minus 50. Well, 5a minus 50 can be factored. I can pull a 5 out of those. Well, really I can pull a 5 out, and that's going to be a, and then I'm going to be minus 10. And so really 5a minus 50 becomes 5 outside of a minus 10. Well, really, did that do anything for us? Not this time, but could it in the future? Yes. Okay? So what do I have left? Well, I have a plus 7 left on top. That's the only thing left I have on top. Only thing I have on the bottom I have left is 5 times a minus 10. All right. That'd be my final answer, and I would be done. All right, like I said, not too difficult today. And as a reminder, we're about, what are we, about 6 minutes in. At any point that you need it to slow down, make sure you just pause it, write what you need to write, and then hit start again. You can always rewind and come back, all right? So if it goes too fast, always know you can do that. Use the pause, rewind, do all that. All right, once again, I've got this. I have the division sign in the middle, so I know that I'm going to have to change that to multiplication and flip the rational expression. So I'm going to have p minus 6 all over p squared plus 2p minus 63 times p plus 9 all over 1. Now if you're asking, well, why are you doing that first? Well, I'm doing that first so I don't forget to do it later. Okay? And so I want to make that move at the beginning so when I go start factoring, I'm in the right spots and I'm not going, oh wait, I got to do this, and then maybe I get lost in translation and I forget something and have to end up having the wrong answer. Okay? So I always want to execute that first. Once I look at this, p minus 6 is factored, p plus 9 is already factored, 1, well that's factored. P squared plus 2p minus 63 is not factored. It is a trinomial that can be broken down into two binomials. Now remember that I'm going to do this split the middle method, which means I'm going to take the a times the c, which is the 1, which is out front of p squared, times 63, and that's negative 63. And I'm going to look for factors of negative 63 that have a difference of 2. I'm going to split that middle term. Well, of course, it's going to be 9 and 7, because 9 times 7 is 63. Now, if you can't see that right away, just work the factor tree down to 63. 1 times 60, go 63 divided by 1 is 63. Can you divide it by 2? No. Can you divide it by 3? Yes. And you work your way down until you get to factors that would have a difference of 2. And how I know it's a difference of 2 is I've got a positive and a negative. So I know that if I have a positive negative and this last term is always negative, if it's negative, I'm going to have the two binomials be 1b, the middle sign being positive, which is addition, and the middle sign being subtraction. So I know, here we go, 9 and 7, my 9 has to be positive, my 7 has to be negative because the 2 is positive. So split the middle, p squared plus 9p negative 7p minus 63. Now we are factor by grouping. So split the middle, factor by grouping. That's what we call it. Here we go. Factor out a p from p squared plus 9. So that's p plus 9. Factor out a negative 7. This becomes p plus 9. Now notice that my two terms are exactly the same, p plus 9 and p plus 9. Well, we know that to be the case, right? We've talked about that over and over again, so you should know that both of these have to be the same. If I've done it correctly, they are always going to be the same. All right, so finally I'm down to p minus 7 times p plus 9. And remember that P is times P plus 9, negative 7 is times P plus 9. So therefore, P minus 7 is times P plus 9. So reality is I've shown you all the steps here. We're down to that. So let's start seeing what we can eliminate, right? We can factor and simplify from. We've already done the factoring, now let's simplify. Well, I got a P plus 9 and a P plus 9. Well, I can cross those out. Those are done. What do I have left? Well, I've got a P minus 6 left on top. And on the bottom, I've got a 1 and a P minus 7. So P minus 7. Now, if you're thinking to yourself, can these P's cancel out? They can't. Because remember, this is 1 unit, and this is 1 unit. And you have to simplify unit by unit. All right. Moving on. Well, actually, that was it. Short, nice, sweet notes for you today. It's about 11 minutes long. You have plenty of time. I think you have 10 problems today to work on. You should not have any homework at home. Everything should be able to be completed. Have a great Monday. I'll see you on Tuesday.